My sister used to stand up in the theatre and people used to irritate her and say, sit back down again, and she'd just stand up and blubber and cry.
My grandpa was around 10 or 12 when he met Gandhi in one of his protests.
Little juice box and a Cadbury Dairy Milk, which most of us
So I'm one of those people who are big fans of Independence Day. I'm very patriotic. I cry when the national anthem is, being sung. I don't think I'm ever able to sing the national anthem without tearing up. And our family is a little crazy. So, like, for example, I don't know if you remember that there have been lots of movies in which the national anthem was there in Hindi movies. And my sister used to stand up in the theatre and people used to irritate her and say, sit back down again. And she'd just stand up and blubber and cry. So we are all very Independence Day junkie kind of people. We love India and we wear it on our sleeve and, cry in theatres and do all that kind of stuff. So I think for me, Independence Day has a very special place in my heart. And obviously, this is an emotion that you want to pass down to your kids, but you quite don't know how to do it. I never thought about it too much, but about 4 or 5 years ago, we were in Madras during Independence Day, and we were talking about Independence Day and something about the flag hoisting, and one thing led to another, and somebody talked about one freedom fighter, and I remember it was, I think, Rani Lakshmi Bai, because we were talking about women in the freedom struggle and how they were so underrepresented. And my mom was talking about it, and then my daughter was reading a lot of Amar Chitra Katha at that point of time. So she pitched in and talked about somebody else. And then one thing led to another, and it became a very nostalgic 2 hour session. Before we knew it, we had pulled out every freedom fighter from the book, known, unknown, and talked about them not as though they were freedom fighters, but as though they were sitting alongside us in that living room. And we were talking about all the things they did and what were the events, and did you know that this happened, and many things the kids didn't know. And my mom is like a great storyteller, so she was sort of narrating the whole thing to them, and they were transfixed and watching her. It was such a nice session that we sort of decided that we do this every Independence Day. So this is one ritual that we've stuck to for, I think, for the last 4 or 5 years pre-COVID. I think 2018 or something like that. I don't remember. But that we sit down together and talk about the people who gave up their lives for us in the freedom struggle, but not as dignitaries or personalities, but as more humans and people. So I think that's one session that we really enjoy. It's one ritual that we make a point to do. I don't know if my kids will grow up like as patriotic as we did, in the most irritating ways, like standing up in theaters and refusing to sit down and stuff like that. But I hope that they have a sense of what our earlier generations have given up for the sake of our country.
Independence Day means a lot to me because it meant so much to my grandpa. My grandpa was around 10 or 12 when he met Gandhi in one of his protests. Ever since then, he's made it a point to always be there for every flag hoisting on every August 15th. However, this practice did not follow through into the family. I used to sleep through my school holidays whenever it was Independence Day. And a year before he passed away, he came to me and he never scolded me about anything. But on that Independence Day, he came to me and he said, you shouldn't sleep during days like this. You should go down and you should be there for the flag hoisting and you should wear a pin on your chest. I did not do it that year, but eventually he did pass away. And ever since then, around 5 years ago, I started going down to my apartment's small flag hoisting ceremony that used to happen every August 15th around 6:15 a.m. And no matter where I was, whether it was Delhi or in the US or even in Bangalore, I always make it a point to just go back there. This year marks the 80th Independence Day for India, which means that we are also nearing the end of so many lives that have personally been affected and personally witnessed all of the freedom protests firsthand. And I think we should make it a point this year to actively try to reconnect with these older roots. which is also what Tuko has always been about, to find grandma's ingredients, to find grandma's wisdom, and to reconnect it with whatever we are right now. This August 15th, I'm going to be back home in Chennai attending my apartment's small flag hoisting ceremony because some traditions matter too much to be forgotten.
It's quite ironic that a large part of what Independence Day was for me was about being forced and trapped into going to school every single morning on 15th August, which is supposed to be a holiday, being forced to stand there on the field with all the mud and dust and hundreds of us and sing songs and pray. And clearly, when I was much younger, this is not something I was very excited about. But what I would be really excited about was receiving a little juice box and a Cadbury Dairy Milk at the end of the ceremony, which most of us would fight for. And quite often I have walked out with maybe two or three by just going and standing behind in line and pretending like I didn't get one the first time. But that was only one part of Independence Day. There was a second part, which was always the most fun part of Independence Day for me. It was the society function that we would have. And the most special thing about celebrating Independence Day in my society was that all the kids, most of us were around my age, so we would get together and we would make sure to have either a skit, a play, or some sort of a dance or a sporting event, games, things like that prepared so that every single person, no matter what their age is in our building, could enjoy our performance. And I was most excited about this because I really loved participating in these plays. I remember there was this one Independence Day where because I was so big on English elocution back then, I performed a poem about trees and sustainability. And I did funny voices and things like that in order to voice the thoughts of trees and what they would say to humans if they could speak. And I think that's what made Independence Day so memorable for me, that it allowed me and so many of us kids space to talk about what is important to us. So essentially, I think Independence Day for me became a day that was so much about creativity and the ability to express yourself.